Hi, my name is Sam Fikel. I am a home loan officer at Evergreen Home Loans, and I get asked a lot about down payment assistance. And it's a very common question that first-time home buyers are always really curious about. What kind of first-time home buyer loans are there out there? And I thought I'd make this video to help answer these questions and kind of put it out there to help educate you. And then if you have any specific questions, you can always come back to me and ask those. But I thought I'd answer these questions in kind of a Q&A FAQ type of format. So here we go. There are a lot of different down payment assistance programs out there, but the one that I use most often is the Home Advantage program offered by the Washington State Housing Finance Commission, or WSHFC. Essentially, it's a Washington state bond loan, not a grant, which means that the state is coming in to provide you with a second mortgage to cover your regular down payment. It's still, your regular home loan is still a normal conventional or FHA loan, which has down payment requirements anywhere from 3 to 5% of the purchase price. But the state comes in with their bond to help you pay for that down payment. A lot of folks refer to this program as the first-time homebuyer program. That's actually not true because the down payment assistance is available to anyone who qualifies for it, even if you currently own your current home. Now, why somebody would do this, there's a bunch of different explanations or reasons, but ultimately, if you are trying to sell your house and you don't have the funds to purchase your next house, then you can use this program to help qualify you for your next purchase. The absolute minimum credit score is 620, but you need a 660 to get a manufactured home. And if you have a 700 credit score, then you can qualify for a higher loan amount with a higher debt to income ratio. The amount of the assistance is based on the loan amount, which is the purchase price minus the down payment plus any financed fees. And typically it's about 4% of the loan amount, but in some cases it can be as much as 5%. Yes, you still need money. The earnest money deposit still needs to be made, which is done at the very beginning of the transaction after you go right after you go under contract. The earnest money deposit is deposited at the title company. And then you also need to figure out closing costs. There are a lot of third parties involved in making a real estate transaction possible, and they all deserve to get paid as well. In addition to the closing costs involved in creating the transaction, you also, as a homeowner, have to pay for taxes and insurance. And those policies have to be paid up front. 6 months is for taxes, 12 months for insurance, as well as a couple months of reserves for each. So those all add up to the amount of money that you'll need outside of your down payment. As far as how much those closing costs come out to, a good rule of thumb, and this is really loose, is about 2 to 3% of the purchase price, or $5,000. The reason why is because a lot of these closing costs are fixed charges. Some of them depend on the purchase price or the interest rate or the day of the month that we close or the month of the year that we close. And so there's a lot of variabilities, but in general, it's about 2 to 3% of the purchase price, or $5,000. So good news, the bond has no minimum monthly payment. It actually doesn't even have an interest rate attached to it. It just has to be paid back when you either sell the property, refinance the property, or in 30 years when you pay off the home loan. As far as additional requirements go, there's really only 2 things that you need to do. The first is a homebuyer education seminar. It's about 5.5 hours, and it is really great information. When I took the class, I was really impressed with how much I learned about the home buying process and about the program and things that pertain to being a homeowner. It was a really enjoyable class. And so if you want to take that class right now, the certificate is good for at least 1 year, maybe 2 years, maybe if things have changed. But I'll link to it in the description below if you want to check it out. The other requirement is a property inspection. Now, property inspections are always recommended because it teaches you a lot about the house that you're about to move into. But for down payment assistance, the inspection is required. So just be prepared to pay an extra couple $100 after going under contract to have an inspection performed. The interest rates are set by the state, which means that every single lender in the state is offering the exact same rates. Therefore, the biggest difference that you're going to see if you decide to shop lenders is in the service that you receive from your loan officer. For example, does your loan officer answer your call or at least get back to you within an hour or so? Or do they take an entire day to answer your question? Will they walk you through the whole process or leave you in the dark? Will they prepare a total cost analysis for you to make sure that you fully understand and comprehend all of the options available to you? Or will they make the decision on your behalf without consulting you at all? I became a loan officer because I went through both of these experiences when I was buying my first house. I had a bad experience with the original loan officer, and then I switched lenders and had an absolutely fantastic experience. And now I want to be able to do that for all of my buyers moving forward into the future. And so the big difference that you're going to see as far as the down payment assistance program with WSHFC is in the service that you receive from the loan officer. I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If you're ready to move on to the next step, the next thing that you should do is fill out a home loan application. I'm going to include a link in the description below to my website. Once you visit that website, hit apply now and get started on a home loan application. And once you're finished with that, it should take about 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. Once you're finished with that, I'll get in contact with you directly to talk specifics, and I'll also send you a list of documents that I need to pre-approve you. As far as anything else, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. The information will come on this next slide here in a second, and I'll also include that in the description just like everything else. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.